All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about ethical hacking today. It's this fascinating world where the good guys literally have to learn to think like the bad guys. And why? Well, it's all about building a stronger, safer digital world for all of us. And this quote, it pretty much nails the entire philosophy. See, it's not just about building bigger and better digital walls, right? It's about getting inside the head of the person who's trying to climb over them. This one idea, it's the key to everything we're about to break down. Okay, so before we can really appreciate the solution, we've got to understand the problem. I mean, what are we actually up against when we talk about hacking? Let's get a clear picture of the threat. So, at its most basic level, hacking is all about one thing: finding a weakness and using it to get unauthorized access. And that word, unauthorized, that is everything. It's the whole ballgame. It means getting into a digital space where you have absolutely no business being. We're talking servers, databases, maybe even your own phone. But here's what's really interesting. Not all hackers are cut from the same cloth. You've got your black hats who are usually just in it for the cash. Then you have script-kiddies who might be doing it just for the thrill or for bragging rights. And it could get even more serious, with state-sponsored groups or hacktivists pushing a political agenda. Figuring out the why behind an attack is a huge first step in guessing what they're going to do next. So you're probably wondering, how on earth do you defend against all these different threats? Well, the answer is kind of cool. You fight fire with fire. And that's where the ethical hacker steps onto the scene. These are the cybersecurity pros who use the enemy's own playbook against them, but for defense. And look, we're right back to that main idea again. This isn't just about installing some antivirus software and calling it a day. No, it's a completely proactive way of thinking. You have to ask yourself, if I were the bad guy, how would I break into my own system? It's only by thinking like the attacker that you can spot the weak spots before they do. This chart right here lays it out perfectly. The malicious hacker, no permission. Their goal is to steal, to damage, to cause chaos. The ethical hacker, on the other hand, has full permission. Their one and only goal is to find the weaknesses so they can be fixed. It really all boils down to that. Same methods, completely different, and totally legal intentions. So there you have it, the official definition. An ethical hacker, sometimes called a white hat, is a professional, a trusted one. Companies actually hire them to try and break in, to run what they call penetration tests. And it's all done above board, with contracts and legal protection. They're basically the good guys using bad guy moves to make everyone safer. Okay, so if we're really going to think like a hacker, we need to know their playbook, right? Hacking isn't just some random chaotic thing. It's a method. It's a process. And believe it or not, both the good guys and the bad guys follow these same 5 phases. Let's walk through them. Step 1 is reconnaissance, or Recon for short. Think of it like a spy gathering intelligence. Before they even think about attacking, they're collecting every little piece of public information they can find about their target. They're basically drawing a map of the territory. Next up, step 2, scanning. With all that info they gathered, they now start actively probing the target. It's like they're walking around the building, jiggling all the doorknobs and checking all the windows, looking for a way in. They're searching for any little crack in the armor. And that leads us straight to the big one. Step 3, gaining access. This is it. This is the moment the hack actually happens. They take one of those vulnerabilities they found and use it to break in. Bam! They're inside the system. But getting in is only half the battle. A smart attacker wants to stay. That's step 4, maintaining access. They'll install a backdoor or plant some other tool so they can sneak back in whenever they want, without anyone knowing. It's about setting up a permanent foothold. And finally, step 5, which is absolutely crucial for them, clearing tracks. This is their disappearing act. They go back and delete all the evidence, wipe the security logs, and cover their digital footprints. The goal is to make it seem like they were never there. And an ethical hacker, they have to know every single one of these steps inside and out to even stand a chance. Okay, so we've just walked through the attacker's 5-step plan. So how does an ethical hacker use that information? Simple. They use it to build a much, much better defense. It's all about using that offensive knowledge to create a defensive powerhouse. And that brings us to this really important concept called defense in depth. The best way to think about it is like a medieval castle. A castle doesn't just have one wall, right? It has a moat, then a big outer wall, then an inner courtyard, then the keep itself, with guards at every step. The idea is, if an attacker gets past one layer, there's another one waiting for them. It's the exact same idea in the digital world. You have layers protecting the data, the apps, the network, even the physical server room. But check out that last one: policies, procedures, and awareness. This is huge because so often the weakest link isn't a piece of software, it's a person. Every single one of these layers is just another hurdle an attacker has to clear.
Now, I want to make something crystal clear. This is not the Wild West. Ethical hacking isn't just some free-for-all. It's a serious, highly regulated profession with some very strict rules.
And that's really what separates the white hats from the black hats. Ethical hackers always work with written permission. They're bound by contracts, NDAs, the whole nine yards. Their entire job is governed by laws and industry standards that are there to protect companies, not hurt them.
And this has a massive impact on all of our lives. You know those standards that protect your credit card info, or your private health records, or your data if you live in Europe? Well, ethical hackers are the ones on the front lines helping companies meet those standards. So it's not just about techie stuff. It's about protecting our actual privacy and security.
So let's just leave it with this thought. We've peeled back the curtain on how attackers think, and we've seen how the good guys use that knowledge to build stronger defenses. Now that you've seen the playbook, how secure is your digital world? Really think about it.